Well, according to a report from the Australian Institute of Family Studies, 67% of the nation is working from home, with many enjoying the newfound flexibility. But what happens when lockdowns lift and the boss says it is time to get back into the office? Well, for some, the scenario leaves them feeling a little uneasy.
Enter our next guests, Abby Greenberg and Maggie Sarachek, aka the Anxiety Sisters, helping anxious workers who are worried about returning to the workplace, sharing simple steps to remain calm and in control.
And we welcome Maggie live from Ohio and Abby coming to us from New Jersey. Welcome, Anxiety Sisters. Great to have you both here.
Thank you.
For a lot of people, working from home has become the new norm. Maggie, is it understandable that disrupting that routine may bring up certain anxieties?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of people have talked to us about this kind of re-entry anxiety that they're facing because we've gotten used to being at home, and we've been told that being at home is what is going to be safe for us. And now we have to pivot back into the office, and it can be very anxiety provoking.
Yeah, for sure. Abby, you recommend taking baby steps before you have to go back into the office. Give us some examples of baby steps.
Well, for example, if you know you have to go back to work in a couple of weeks, you might start by, let's say, getting up in the morning and setting your alarm for the time that you'd have to be up for work, doing your routine the same way that you would the day of work. Maybe you would get dressed for work. Then maybe the day after that, you might get in the car and take a drive to the office just to sort of rehearse, because the rehearsal will help alleviate some of that uncertainty that causes the anxiety.
Yeah, the alarm clock's a big one, isn't it? Maggie, another strategy is to have a designated anxiety buddy. What's that?
Well, we really believe that we shouldn't go this alone. We can't deal with our anxiety alone. So it's really important to reach out and have someone that you can talk to. And the person just needs to be very non-judgmental and compassionate. If you don't have anyone in your life like that, you can come onto our Facebook page at Anxiety Sisters, and you can really see what it looks like to be a designated anxiety buddy, because we are all that for each other. And people are really kind, really supportive. And this is really why we started the Anxiety Sisters.
I was going to ask Kylie to be my anxiety buddy, and then I realised she's the cause of most of my anxiety.
The source, yes.
Now, Abby, what about anxieties around exposure to germs? Plenty of people will be feeling this, like commuting on public transport or sharing office equipment. Is there any way around this?
Well, of course, people will feel anxious about germs because, I mean, it's protective. We're in a pandemic, so our anxiety will keep us vigilant enough to protect ourselves from getting sick. It will remind us to wear masks and to wash our hands more and to follow other public health guidelines. So in that sense, the anxiety is not necessarily a bad thing. But for those of us who tend to get a little obsessive about germs or worrying about contamination, if it's starting to disrupt your ability to function, starting to be more obsessive, that's when we feel that it's best to talk to a professional.
Maggie, if you notice your anxiety spiralling, what can you do?
Well, we have so many different strategies, and we always say one size doesn't fit all, and the same size doesn't fit us on 2 different days. So, of course, we love the idea of really talking to yourself, because when you talk to yourself, your brain really listens. In fact, it's the most important voice that your brain will hear. So talk to yourself with compassion. Remind yourself that this feeling is going to pass. We like to say this too will pass, that you'll be okay, and that you're going to make it through. We also like to tell people to cool down. Because anxiety makes us really revved up and really warm. And so often just cooling down, putting an ice cube on your neck, or another way of cooling down is drinking some cold water or going into air conditioning, can really signal to your body that you're going to be okay, that it's all right.
All right. Well, ladies, lovely to talk to you on the other side of the world this morning. We do really appreciate your time. Such important information there for so many people dealing with anxiety at the moment. And for more, Maggie and Abby's book is called The Anxiety Sisters, Survival Guide, how you can become more hopeful, connected and happy. There it is, and it is out right now.